Hello, my name is Yewande. I'm a knitter and writer based in Johannesburg. Welcome to Knitting the Grooves. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy the episode today, and if you do, please don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to this channel. It's been amazing just growing this community and connecting with people, and it's just been so restorative and just fills me up. And today's episode is really a come as you are episode. It's not going to be particularly long, but I wanted to mark the register and say, here I am and I'm still knitting. It's been a challenging week in many different ways. I won't go into the details, but I think anyway, if you're watching this in 2025, I think many people know of sort of the challenges that are happening for humanity in the world, and this week has felt like a particular trial, and I was like, oh, maybe I won't record today, or maybe, and then I thought a bit about it, because I realized that for me, knitting is not just about the good times. It's not about pleasantries, and it's not polite. Knitting is this way of being in the world and processing and connecting to others and connecting to ancestors, connecting to what has been done way back and what I assume is going to continue to be done way into the future. And so, I don't know, I thought I could bring my whole self and come as I was. And I invite, you out there listening or watching, you can bring your whole self and come as you are. I wanted to say, one of the updates that I wanted to talk about was this top that I'm wearing. So I've got the jacket on because, despite it being spring in Johannesburg, we still have, it's spring, which means that it's not always bright, sunny days. But I finished my Sabai top. I made this out of Rowan Summerlight Decay, and it's in the color, reaching into the cave of my mind, and it's not sailor blue, I want to say. If I'm wrong, I'll put it in. But I find it exquisite. This is the first day I'm wearing it. It's even still got strings and so on. I don't know why I'm being precious. I haven't got any of the strings. Something about weaving in ends, particularly with cotton garments, is I always feel nervous somehow. It's weird, I don't know what. So I just think, something's going to come undone, or it'll look weird and I'm going to have to fix it, and I won't have any yarn to fix it with, and I can't just spit splice it because it's cotton. And so I just leave the long thing dangling, and I always make sure it's properly tucked in. I wonder, I can't really stand. I could stand. Yeah, I could stand. So there, you can see how it fits. It's enough to tuck in. I'll pull it out a little bit. Don't want to flash. No flashing today. But you can see, I think this worked out perfectly. I was constantly trying it on to check that the arm depth was perfect and nothing weird. And I love the boat neck, and I just love the whole, let me turn around. I don't know if you can see that. I just love the whole thing. I'm so happy with it. It's the first time I've worn it. I think I'm going to wear it plenty. I wanted to come on and say, first finished object of in terms of my spring-summer plans. I have started, let me grab it. I have started the poppy tea. I put that on the needles. I'm knitting it on 3.5 was what I was happy with in terms of the fabric. And, I just liked the fabric that I got with the 3.5 needles. I think, I'm wondering if the instruction was for a slightly bigger needle. And I'm knitting it in fingering weight sock yarn from Knotty Habit, and this is their Knock Your Socks Off yarn. It's sock yarn, so it has nylon. I don't mind. I just loved the color when I saw it, and had to buy it. And I bought 3 skeins, and I'm about this far. Excuse the yarn barfiness, but I'm about this far from the first skein. I think I'll be fine. I don't care how long the sleeves end up being, so I'll knit all the body, and then I'll go to the sleeves and make them as long as I need to, and I hope to use all 3 so that I don't have any little bits left over. I know it's kind of not easy to show. I'm on, basically I have worked, let me show you the right side. Yeah, I've worked most of the yoke, and I need to work a few more rows before I split for sleeves. What can I show you that's fun here? This is a lovely detail there with the shoulder. I think it's quite nice. It's this interesting shoulder construction that Petite Knit is doing here, and it's really fun. It's my thing, stockinette. Wonderful stockinette with a bit of construction stuff that's fun. So I've started that. What else? I wanted to be able to say to you, hey, look at my elephant. It's not here. Anyway, that's where I'm at in terms of spring plans. What else? I did do a wonderful episode on the yarn that I bought when I traveled to Nairobi, and I did an episode on Provisions Kenya. If you haven't watched it, please check it out. It was the episode from last week. And I want to show you, because I don't think I'd swatched when I did that episode. I have since swatched, and I swatched with, you know how it is with me and I swatched with 3.5. See, it does work. 3.5. Now, I think I could actually get away with 4. If I can get away with a bigger needle, I do. You know, why do you have to put yourselves through that? So the gauge is quite nice, but I think with something like this, you could have a few holes. And I had talked in the episode that I thought I would make a open classic Khadi silk, not in that order, but I'm recording in a slightly different place today, and a lot of disturbance, but it's fine. And you might hear my children having fun. They're having fun. They're fine in the background. I hadn't swatched. Yeah. So I think what's nice about this is it's irregular. And I actually like that. I love that it sometimes bulks up and sometimes thins out. It's generally fingering is what they call it, but it's got that. So I thought, I don't want to use a very thin, I actually want to use like a 3.5, or maybe I could get a 4. And I thought it's nice to just knit patterns you already have, right? But I wasn't sure about how this would do with lace. And so rather, I was looking at tell you now, because I think I put it in my queue. Yes, the Primrose Slipover by Allons avec Anna. It's knit in fingering, held with lace. I wouldn't, so it's DK in total, which I think is great. And there's something very simple about it and beautiful about it. I think I have enough. Imagine this in just that thing, and you can put it over anything. I had talked about this being toothy. It's woolly, but that doesn't bother me. Somehow, certain mohair bothers me, and yet this doesn't bother me. Mantelopis doesn't bother me. I have a Mantelopi scarf that I absolutely love. So this actually might end up being perfectly fine on my skin. But I just love the slipover, the simplicity of it, and the belt. And so I think I'm going to do that. I'm not saying right away, although it's so inviting looking at that cake sitting there. I just want to start working with it. So, okay, that plan has sort of come together since we last connected. What else? Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is the KAL came to an end. I'll knit a little bit while I chat to you, and then I have a few things to say, and then I'll say goodbye. I won't keep you long this time. I should say you are watching this while I am traveling, and so I've recorded this ahead. So I'm on a work trip, and so I recorded sort of shorter videos to just keep connected to this community even while I'm traveling. So the cow, our beloved Every Beret cow ended on the 30th of September. Big thank you to everybody who participated, who knitted, it's just crocheted. Anyway, it's been wonderful. And I guess I just wanted to also, just acknowledge that and acknowledge how warming it was to just participate in something like that with people that, I may never meet you, but there's something shared and something meaningful, and I find that really precious. My aunt, who follows and is a subscriber, hi Auntie Miriam, had a wonderful suggestion, which is that why don't we do something in the month of October, which is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so I wondered if we could do something called Make It Pink. Hashtag Make It Pink. So I also want to introduce the possibility of a new cow, if you're interested. Hashtag Make It Pink. You could make whatever, make it, any it, pink, just as long as it's pink. Now you might say, oh, I don't like pink, I don't wear pink. I knew you were going to say that. And because I knew you were going to say that, I came prepared. I picked this from a neighbor's tree. No trees were harmed in the picking. And look at that. Look at that. I mean, this is an array of, I think what I'm trying to say is pink can stretch, right? The beauty of color is that you've got this hibiscus. Now you could argue with me and say it's red, but I think there's some pink in there. You've got this beautiful bougainvillea. You could say, oh, that's magenta, but whatever. I say it's got some pink in it. Look at this blossom, this plant. And I didn't even get the name. If I get it, I will put it up in the corner. But I find that exquisite, and it's this deep, this was in my own garden. Look at that. So knit it, crochet it, make it pink. Hashtag Make It Pink. That could be fun. It's a nice challenge for me because I don't wear pink. I mean, knitting the blues. I'm not really, one of my sons is mad about pink, like hot pink. And he's brought me around to the beauty of pink, but I don't lean towards pink. And it doesn't have to be a garment. So literally make it pink, but you could make anything pink. You could do pink cushion covers. You could do a pink beret if you wanted. You could do a pink blanket or a throw. You could do a shawl. You could do socks. You could do a scarf. You could do fingerless mittens. You could do a granny square, but just that we're all making it pink. In October, and we could do it a little beyond October because this video is coming out on the 8th or something like that of October. So we're already into the month. We could do it all through October, just making it pink together, and I was interested in what the significance of marking an awareness is, because we have all these awareness days, but what does it really do anything? Is it a thing? I should say my darling mother had breast cancer and she passed away in 2003. I was 23 years old at the time. She died on the 6th of February, 2003. I had just turned 23 3 days before. In fact, we had my birthday party. It was a dinner, around her hospital bed. And so, breast cancer is something that it's alive for me. It's something that I lived with her and lived through, and I'm very aware of Breast Cancer Month and so on, but I thought, oh, how meaningful to actually mark it. And what's the significance of these awareness months? So I did look that up, and I'm going to read a little bit. And it says, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time to create awareness, honor the millions of lives affected by breast cancer, and reaffirm our global, I'm reading this from the World Heritage Organization website, our global commitment to equitable access to care and improved survival for all. In this year's theme, the highlight is, or the catchphrase for this year's theme is, every story is unique. Every journey matters. I read that and I thought, yeah, let's do it. So thank you, Auntie Miriam, for the idea. And hey, I am inviting you all to join me in Make It Pink. Hashtag Make It Pink. It's a make-along. It's for all are welcome. The only requirement, as you may have guessed, is you've got to make it pink. So let's do it. I'll create it's not there yet, just warning you, but I will create I'll create a group on Ravelry, which is a wonderful way. I mean, sometimes Ravelry can be a little Ravelry, not trying to hate up on Ravelry, but it can be, I find like the technicalities sometimes a bit clunky, but Ravelry rocks. Ravelry rocks. Woo, Ravelry. So yeah, let's meet up in Ravelry and let's hashtag away, hashtag Make It Pink. Let's do it in October and maybe an extra week into November, just so we give ourselves time, or we do it for as long as we want. You know, I haven't cooked up any ideas in terms of prizes or anything, but maybe I can. I can check with local knitters if there are any like wonderful pink skeins. I can purchase some and gift them to somebody. I don't know. I do love giving gifts. I think it's a wonderful practice. But I haven't thought of anything yet. So if you're joining, it's just for the joy of doing this together, and we're all winners, right? Okay, so I wanted to talk about that. So what else did I want to talk about? I was thinking about knitting. I'm always thinking about knitting and just thinking about why it's so moving and what is it about. And I started looking around a little bit. You know, I like to fiddle with Google. And there's something around this. It's a practice, and like I was saying to you earlier that okay, it hasn't been a great week, but knitting, it's not frivolous, and it's not this thing I do, you know, to pass the time or something I do. You know, it's sort of deeply connected to care and survival in a way that I can't always explain. I mean, in many ways, we say it's a craft, but some of the history of it is like it's a necessity. It's how you survive. It's how you get by. It's how you keep warm. It's how you navigate poverty. It's how you navigate war. It's getting a bit dark here, so I can't really see. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I think I'm supposed to. Yeah. So you do your increases. So I'm just making sure I do my increase properly. I need to pay attention to the increase, and then I'll continue talking. Contrary to popular belief, it's only stockinette I can do while I talk. Everything else I have to pay attention to. But there's this, I don't know, there's just something about this shared knowledge that has passed down over time, and there's something about working with your hands. I've always felt like I process grief like this. You know, I process grief, you know, with my heart and my emotions and in conversation and obviously tears and laughter even, but I also process it with my hands in making. And that's always struck me. I'd wanted to talk about, I made a blanket. Soon after my father died, I just found myself in a knitting shop buying cotton, DK cotton. I have some of it here still, and I made this blanket, and I still have the blanket. It's I'll put a picture of it. It sits on our little day bed, but I often think of it as my grief blanket when I see it, and I don't even think of that in a bad way. I see it, and I just know like I was working on something, you know, when I was making that, and it's quite profound to like have the blanket at the end of the process. I elevate knitting to such heights. I guess you could realize that watching this. But yeah, can't help it. Comes deep inside, and it feels true to me. Okay, so I did want to say a couple of last things. One is I've had a breakthrough in my dyeing, and I'm going to create a little video on the side to show, which is I was struggling. I knew that I needed to make an iron vat, and that if I could make my own iron vat, I could use it to darken the blues that I was getting from like the black beans. And I've been trying to do that iron vat for months with no luck. And then somehow I bought the right nails, and I bought the right, and I have two now. One is quite matured and one is still quite new, but I can see like when I'm ready in a week or two to do some dyeing, they'll be in good condition. I even tested the one that's fairly mature with some old wool that I had dyed with black beans, and it turned the blue into this deep gray. So anyway, I'm just very excited to play around with that. So I wanted to just say, like in the background, I am still a very amateur natural yarn dyer. Very amateur, just underline very. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say that I'm about to travel. I'm about to travel, and I'm going to be in Europe. I'll be in Paris and I'll be in Amsterdam. And I think I'm gonna vlog as much as I can. I'm there for work. I'm not there for holiday. I'm there for work, but I have a little bit of time in between some of my commitments. Like when I arrive, the day I arrive or the day I leave, I have a few hours, and I definitely want to go and see some stores, and I've kind of mapped out a whole yarn crawl I want to do. Budget will not allow me to go crazy buying wool, but I thought I would. What I thought I might look for is a wonderful like crafting book, because I feel as if I'm so inspired when I watch podcasts of people who are self-drafted, and this is not self-drafted, this is the Thabai top. But when I was doing it, and many times when I'm doing other things, I make mistakes and I'm like, okay, I can fix it like this. Okay, I can, I don't follow the rules, where I'm like, I don't think that matters. Like I have some room not to just follow a pattern, and I like the idea of stretching myself and learning a little bit about drafting, like basic stuff. And I think I need a good book to show me that. So I'm going to be on the lookout for like a cool book. But yeah, hopefully I can bring that here. If I do a vlog and I get to edit it, I will bring that vlog here. So that I'm excited about. Yeah. Thank you so much for just popping in here. It's a short one. I have a range of different lengths. I enjoy the long visits, like when we can sit and it's a long kind of 1 hour long episode, but I think there's also room for slightly quicker connections and updates, particularly when life is speeding up. Let me get this right. Get this right. Oh, I hope I haven't made a mistake. You know when you see something, you're like, is that okay? Or did I mess that up? Boom. Okay. I think this is fine. Oh my God, I hope I didn't make a mistake. Did I make a mistake? It looks like I see a hole. Okay, we'll fix it. That's what you get trying to do the poppy tea and talk on a podcast. Okay, so this is goodbye. Thank you so much. I hope that whatever you're making is lighting you up, or keeping you steady and firm, keeping you present, providing you with whatever the moment requires. Let me put it that way. I really wish you well, and I'll see you again here, sure enough, sooner rather than later. Take care. Bye for now. And I thought I'll end off with some images of just some of the beautiful blossoms, not pink this time, that I found in my garden. Enjoy.